Good morning, good morning, good morning, friends. I'm so happy to see you all today. Welcome back to day 2 of Arnie the Armadillo. This is our second week of live streaming, and I'm so happy you're back here to watch with me this morning, whether you're watching live with me online or you are catching the replay later. I saw a lot of you caught the replay yesterday, and that made me so happy to know that you are getting a little bit smarter every day. This is the Little Focus live stream, and I'm here for you because sometimes kids can't go to school. Sometimes we have to stay home. But that doesn't mean that our brains do nothing. We have to get a little bit smarter every single day. Now, my friends that are watching today, you're going to need a paper and a pencil. So I want you to scurry off and get a paper and a pencil because we're going to be doing some big time spelling today, and I can't wait to show you the words we're going to spell. If you are just tuning in for the first time, say hello in the comments, send me a heart, send me some emojis, maybe say hello this morning. And we are still fundraising for the Carolina Migrant Network and for an anonymous neighborhood association in Charlotte. A lot of residents in that community have been impacted because they took unexpected time off work. And even though their employers were understanding of taking time off work, that doesn't mean that they get paid. So we're supporting with some rent support, and we're supporting with groceries, any other supplies that they may need there. If you want to help me raise money for that, we're fundraising at a website called buymeacoffee.com. The reason why we're doing that is so I can easily split the money between the two. Last week we raised $525 to split in between these organizations. And gosh, I would love to get that up to 1,000 this week, just to really wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and be the community support that we want to be. I would love for you to engage in with this video, liking, commenting, go down to the share button and copy the link from the share button. These are all really small actions for you, but they have really, really big impact on this live stream and making sure it's getting to the folks that we need to. So please do that today. Engage with me. I'd love to see it. Somebody's saying hi in the comments right now. Good morning. I see some hearts being sent. Thank you. That's the kind of thing that lets people know about the Little Focus live stream. Okay, friends, let's go ahead and get our brains turned on. I want you to reach that little knob behind your ear and turn your brain on. But this is Little Focus live stream. We're not just turning it on. I want you to turn it up. A little higher, a little higher, all the way on to super smarty. If you're able to hear, I want you to tug those earlobes, tap, 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 make sure those ears are listening. If you're able to see, I want you to use those eyes, look around the room. Yep, okay, mine are on and working. I've got my glasses on to make sure I see extra sharp. I love seeing friends say hi in the comment. Good morning, my friend. I'm glad you're here today. And I had somebody send me the cutest little picture of their bunnies in front of the TV watching the live stream yesterday, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me feel to know that we're all learning together. We're going to start off with a little bit of phonics. I said we're going to do some super spelling with that paper and pencil. So if you haven't gotten it yet, this is going to be a good time. And then we're going to do our book, Arnie the Armadillo, again. Thank you to our author, Eden Estabrook, for sharing the rights with that book to read. And then when we close out, we're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving week coming up. Good morning, friend in the chat. Because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to have some special Thanksgiving activities. We might even do a craft, just to keep ourselves smart and maybe give moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles a chance to cook safely in the kitchen while you are watching Little Focus live stream. All right, that's enough, Miss Natalie. Let's review our letters of the day from the last week. We're going to need them. We're going to really need them because we're spelling with them today. Okay. All right, cuties. So I'm looking here, and I know this is a little bit small, but we know what these letters are. We've gone over them before, and we're going to use these boxes to spell with our letters of the day that we've had. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different letters of the day, and we're going to spell words with them. But let's go ahead and review them first. Our first letter of the day was G. Get your glass of water out and take your gulps. G, 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 G. G says what? G. Good job, friends. Our next letter is B. This is our bunny word. Get your ears up. B, B, B. Very good, my friends. Show me that bunny sound. B, B, Book. Let's keep it moving, my smarties. Next letter of the day, I do love this. This is our talking letter, letter T. I get my arms out like the letter T, and I tap. T, t, t. Show me. Stand up straight and tall. T, 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 t. Super smart, my dear. After that, we had letter C, and I keep saying I love the letters, but I do love a kitty cat. Letter C is our cat word. We're going to get our whiskers out, and we're going to say k, 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 k. Show me your cute little whiskers, my little kitty cats on the Little Focus live stream. K, k, k. And you don't know it right now, but I'm looking at a cat. Just in the distance where I'm looking, there's a little cat on the couch right now. Cat on the couch that's helping me out with this live stream. Her name's Pepper. Next we had letter L. L, we also stamp straight and tall. We make our body look like uppercase L. Oh, oh, oh. And I get my tongue up behind my teeth. Oh, oh, oh. Now some people try to say la, 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 la. That's singing, friends. We're making the sound of letter L. Oh, oh, oh. And last one, we learned this yesterday. This is A, our apple word, our apple letter, and I get my apple. Maybe I take a good look at it. I take a big bite. Ah, ah, ah. And that's the sound of letter A for apple. Ah, ah, ah. All right, friends, we reviewed our letters. Now we can actually put them together and do something with them. Yeah, it's really cool to know the names of the letters and the sounds, but we use them to actually write words, to learn to read and to write. And friends, this is really important to do because reading and writing is how we communicate. It's how we do everything in the world. And one day, if you want to grow up and be able to send text messages on your own to people, you're going to need to know how to read and write. I've got my special boxes here. Now, friends that are watching, I know some of you are watching this because you want to become a better teacher. Some of you are watching this because you're homeschooling. These are called El Conan sound boxes. And if you go to the Primary Focus website, primaryfocus.tv, I have a free download where you can get a whole worksheet with these boxes and practice spelling with your babies. So if you are interested in extending this activity, that is a free printable worksheet that goes with it. And I have it leveled low, medium, high based on how many letters and how well your child already knows how to spell. All right, where's my list here? All right, we are going to spell the word bat, and we're going to put one letter in each box. Every single word that we're doing has 3 sounds in it, so we're going to have 3 letter boxes for that. The first word is bat. You know, a bat, like a nighttime bird, and it's at Halloween we talk about bats a lot. Go ahead and say bat. Get your rubber band out around your hand. It's so stretchy. And let's stretch out the word bat. B-at. Bat. One more time. B-at. Bat. What's the first sound that you hear in the word bat? B. Oh, hey, that's letter B, one of the letters we've been working on. And I'm going to do all lowercase. I'm going to do a black marker here, Miss Natalie. I'm going to do my black marker. We want all lowercase letters. Now let's stretch it again. I want to listen for the very last sound that comes out of my mouth. B-at. T-t-t. What's the last sound that you heard? T-t. Good. We're going to do a lowercase t. Now, friends, we're going to do this one together. And the next one, if you want to do writing, you can. But for the first one, let's just do this together. Let's stretch it one more time. B-at. B-a. B-a. Ah, my apple letter. A. B-at. Very nice job. B-A-T. And if you are doing writing at home and you want to write the word bat right now, you can. B-A-T. I want to see all lowercase letters. Now we're going to do a little bit of spelling magic because a lot of times we only have to change one letter sound to make a completely different word. Like, you ever do rhyming before and someone changes the first sound in your name? Like they might say Natalie, Paddly, Latterly, Mattily. You can do the same thing with any old word and change it to sound like something different. So let's take the word bat and we're going to change one letter in it and we're going to turn bat into bag. Go ahead and say the word bag. Yeah, like a grocery bag or your purse. It's a bag, right? Let's stretch it now. ag, bag. One more time, ag, bag. I'm going to listen to those sounds while I look at my word bat and see which ones change. Ag. It's the last sound that changed. Ag. I know. So we're going to keep, and you can get your pencil out for this. We're going to keep our b. We're going to keep our a. But T is going away. And we're doing a lowercase g. I start with my circle, and then I don't even lift up my pencil. I bring down my monkey tail. Bag. All right, let's keep going. Put your pencil down for a second. Next one we're going to change to, we're going to make a nonsense word, and this is bab. Bab. Can you say bab? Stretch it. Ab. Bab. One more time. Ab. Bab. All right, let's connect with our word bag and see what stayed the same. Ab. Last sound again. Let's go ahead and write it. A. Look at that, friends. We made 3 different words by just changing one single letter. Now we're going to start with a new set of words. So take a second, finish your writing. And it might be a good idea to do this later too. If it's hard to keep up with the writing, you can always watch the replay again and do this a little bit slower when it's easier to pause and things like that. All right, I'm going to erase these letters. We're going to do one more set. And we're going to do our all words, okay? Now, I like to do this. I'm doing this much more visually with the 3 sets of boxes here. You could also, now, hey, a cat just hopped on my chair. You guys can't see that, but she likes the chair because it's warm. Goodness gracious, Pepper. We might have to put you on camera today. You're asking for it. You guys want to see Pepper? This is Pepper. You want to say something, Pepper? This is who harasses me during the live stream. And she's trying to take the chair because it's warm. Good girl. Okay, cuties, you got your paper ready? We're going to start with a sight word for this one. And we're going to start with the sight word all. Like, I want all of the candy. I want all of the kids in the room. All. I want my black marker. All, and then 2 L's at the end. Friends, letter L doesn't like to stand alone. A lot of times when we see L at the end of a word, it'll be 2 in a row. This is the word all. All right? Keep an eye out for that word. Let's add one sound to the front and turn it into the word ball. So can you say ball? And let's stretch it. All. Ball. What sound did we add to the front? It was our bunny letter, B. All. Wonderful, friends. All right, let's turn up the heat a little bit. We're going to turn the word ball into tall. Can you say, like, we're so tall. We're not short. We're tall. Can you say tall? And let's stretch it. All. Tall. One more time. All. Tall. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We're just changing the first sound in the letter. Tall. I'm going to get a lowercase t, A, L, L. Now you might be asking me, I thought there was only one letter in each box. One sound in each box, friends. And so these L's are working together to make a nice strong ending to this word with their L sound, nice and strong. Tall. All right, one more. Ooh. Miss Natalie did this backwards. We're going to take a letter away. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Forget what I said. The last one was supposed to be all, but I already showed you that word. We're going to do our cat sound in honor of Pepper. What sound does letter C make? K, k, k. That's right. Let's change the first sound with k in the front and see what we make. C, A, L, L. Let's sound it out. K, all. Call. Oh, like I call you on the telephone or I call you on FaceTime. Call. All right, let's read our 3 words. Ball, tall, call. Very good, friends. Kiss your brain. That's the end of our paper and pencil today. And again, if you want to download a worksheet with a little bit more practice for this, go to primaryfocus.tv. And then I've got a section with freebies and downloads, and I've got a whole free worksheet there, which you can print out, or you can just copy the words and do it on your own piece of paper if you don't have a printer. And it'll give you a whole guide to keep practicing and extending with this. All right, I got to get this cat out of the chair. Excuse me. Hello. Excuse me. I need you to find somewhere else to sit. I'm teaching the kids right now. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Do you have any animals living in your house? No, little brother and little sister don't count as animals. I mean like a real animal friend. Yeah, dogs, cats, all those things. You can always put in the chat if you got a little cat at home. Or a dog or a guinea pig or a bunny. Goodness gracious. One time I taught a girl, she had 7 pets at home. I think that's a lot of pets. All right, we're going to move on to our book, Arnie the Armadillo. And we're going to talk about characters, we're going to talk about setting, and we're going to give you a couple comprehension questions. We may or may not have time to go over the comprehension questions, but I'll put them in the chat so you can extend your conversation later. All right. Okay. So, my cuties, last week when we read, let's make this a slideshow. Last week when we read The Three Billy Goats Gruff, one of the things that we talked about was characters and setting. The setting is where the story takes place, okay? The setting is where the story takes place. Can you say that with me? I take my hands out like I'm showing the land, okay? Say that. The setting is where the story takes place. Now, I've got some pictures here. A setting could really be anywhere. It just has to be a place, right? So a setting might be on the farm, setting might be in your bedroom, it could be at the beach, it could be anywhere. Last week on The Three Billy Goats Gruff, their setting was on the side of the mountain, or you could have said the goat town. And we're going to check to see the setting, or even if there's more than one setting in Arnie the Armadillo. We also want to look at our characters. And let me move my face again. Oh, I'll be fine right here. Our characters are the people or the animals the story is about. And when I do that, I make a little happy face. Like a face. Ready? Can you say that with me? The characters are the people or the animals the story is about. One more time. The characters are the people or the animals that the story is about. So, and we had the Three Billy Goats Gruff last week. Let me move my face. No. We had the Three Billy Goats Gruff. This week, we're talking about Arnie the Armadillo. But we also see characters, if you ever watch Paw Patrol, that has full characters, right? And I see somebody has a cat that makes me so happy. If you ever like play with Barbie or watch a Barbie show or read a Barbie book, she's a character too. And even if you wrote your own story about your family would get to be the characters. So it's really just the people or the animals that the story is about. Easy peasy, right, cutie pies? Okay. I put my face back in the middle and let's get into our story. We are going to, okay, there it goes. We're going to take a look at our story, Arnie the Armadillo. Goes to Antarctica, okay? And I'm just making sure my camera faces in the right spot. Okay. Now, I read this story in full yesterday. So if you didn't watch yesterday, this might be a good time to pause and go back to day 1 of this week. And I later will have them all in a playlist, but for now you can just go into the live stream tab on this YouTube channel and you'll see very clearly which one is day 1. We're going to just review the story today since we read the whole thing yesterday. But if you remember, friends, we had our character Arnie, who lives in Arizona. He wakes up one morning, he's aching for adventure. What will I do? Will I go to the aquarium? Will I do art? Will I do aerobics? Aha, he thinks. He goes to the airport, he gets up in the air, And he goes to Antarctica. And there his friend Albert, the Arctic alpaca, is waiting for him. They go on a big ride for their adventure. And they see all sorts of things. They see an alligator that's doing aerobics. They see an avalanche. They do apple picking. He eats anchovies. And this is all working with our letter of the day, A. They drink juice, apricot juice. He remembers he didn't bring his coat with him. He starts feeling so cold. Brr. And Albert shares his coat with Arnie. Such a kind person. What a nice thing to do. Then the sun rose and a new adventure awaited them. So I want to take a look through this book and I want to think, who are the characters in our story? Friends, what are the characters? Say it with me. The characters are the people or the animals the story is about. And we draw our happy face in the air. Good job, cutie pies. Well, I know right away, I think there's two main characters in our story. I want you to have a think and get the answers in your mind. Who are our two characters that this story is about? Okay, I'm going to say them, and if you're right, I want you to tap your nose. And if you were wrong, it's okay. But let's see. Our first character, I'm showing you him right here. It's Arnie the Armadillo, our cute little friend. I love this story too, friends. I've got the link in the description if you want to get your own copy. She's got two books, one for letter A, one for letter B, starring our buddy Arnie. So Arnie is the animal that this story is about. But there's another character too that we see who meets Arnie at the airport and takes him all around. So if you were thinking for your second character, Albert, the Arctic alpaca, I want you to tap your nose. Yes, that was our other character. Now you might be thinking, wait, what about the anteater on the plane that he helped? You might be thinking, wait, what about the alligator that was doing acrobatics? Yes, friends, these are characters and they do count. But I'm really focusing in on our main characters who we saw page after page after page. And Arnie is on almost every single page. And in fact, his name is the title of the book, right? And then Albert, the Arctic alpaca, he's on just about every page helping Arnie out. So that's why I picked them as our two main characters. Now let's talk about setting, my dears. Setting is where the story takes place. Can you say that with me? Setting is where the story takes place. And that could be anywhere, right? Like the beach or your bedroom or at the movies or in the car. But where does Arnie go in this story? Have a think. Get your answer ready. If you said Antarctica, my friend, you may kiss your brain. You are absolutely correct. Our setting is Antarctica. Now, some of you who are really paying close to attention, you might have said, what about the airplane? What about when Arnie's in his bedroom? Yes, these are also settings that happen in our book. So if you were thinking that, give your brain a kiss. But our main setting that he spends most every single page in, it's going to be Antarctica. Exactly, my friends. So that's going to be the best answer that you can give if you can only give one. Okay, cutie pies? Now I want to ask you a couple questions about Mr. Arnie. I want to go back to this page here. And these are the comprehension questions that I will paste down for you guys in a comment later. So if you want to have a discussion, if you want to turn this into some writing or maybe draw a picture with labels, this is where some really good extension can happen from our live stream today. I want to take a look at this picture here of Arnie getting to the airport and me and his friend Albert, the Arctic alpaca, picking him up. I want you to think to yourself, is Arnie happy to see his friend Albert? I'm going to read you what the words say. His friend Albert, the Arctic alpaca, who was waiting for him wearing an Argyle sweater. Is he happy to see his friend? It didn't say too much in the words, right? It just said they said the name and it said what he was wearing, but it doesn't say anything about feelings. So we might have to zoom in on the picture here. But friends, if you're thinking he's happy, I think you're probably right because look at their faces here. I'm seeing some big time smiles. Look at these arms out for a hug, and they have a big hug. So you might say he's happy because he's hugging him. They're happy because they're smiling, but you can see this is a joyful scene. One more question that I want to ask you. We're going to skip ahead here to this page where Arnie eats anchovies. I want you to look at his face closely in this picture. Friends, do you think Arnie likes to eat the anchovies? Tap your nose yes if you think yes. Show me your no hands if you think no. I'm looking closely here. I'm thinking yes. Even though Miss Natalie is not very interested in anchovies, look at this funny little smile on his face. Looks like his tail might even be ready to wag a little. Look at his big eyes. I think he likes the anchovies, or at least he's going to maybe take another good bite. So if you're thinking, yeah, I think he likes them, I think you're right about that, my friends. Okay, cutie pies. I'm going to put some more questions for you down below, and it would be great to do something like draw a picture and label the picture. And labeling is like writing the words next to it. So if you drew Arnie, you would write Arnie next to it. If you drew the anchovies, you try to write anchovies. Like you label it so people understand what you're doing. And if you know how to do some big writing, I want to challenge you to write 1 or 2 sentences when you're answering these questions. So I'll put them down below, but we have, is Arnie excited to go to Antarctica? Is Arnie happy to see his friend Albert? We already talked about that one. Does Arnie like anchovies? We just talked about that one too. What is Arnie's reaction to the acrobat alligator? So you might have to go back to that page in the live stream to answer that. And how does Arnie look after Albert gives him his sweater? You might have to go back to find that one too. Okay, friends. Remember, we are still fundraising for the Carolina Migrant Network and for our Anonymous Neighborhood Association. I went ahead and gave half of the money to the Neighborhood Association last Friday because groceries can't wait, right? But I would love to give them another round of funding. And this, at the end of this week, at the end of November, I'll be giving the Carolina Migrant Network the rest of the money, and I would love to fill in our pot more than what we have. So right now we have $525. Go to buymeacoffee.com/primaryfocus. Even if it's just $5, you know, every little bit adds up. We've gotten a lot of donations of various sizes, and I would love to do that too. A common question, can you donate anonymously? Yes, you can. After you put in your name, it will ask you to put your name, and you can put a fake name or your social media handle. A little box will appear that says donate anonymously or don't have my name appear. And that's how you do it. So first just put in your name and then go from there. Thank you. Thank you for liking, participating. I saw a couple of you in the live chat with me this morning. I can't tell you how good that makes my heart feel. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, yes, on Thanksgiving, with some fun activities. I'll be posting on my Instagram if you do end up needing anything special to do the crafts and the activities, so that you can have your kiddo prepared for the live stream. But I just want you to know there's a lot of special kids watching right now, and you are one of them. Thank you for spending time this morning with a Little Focus live stream. Thank you for taking care of your brain. I'm really, really proud of you for spending this time this morning. Okay, friends, I will see you tomorrow, and I love you. Have a great day.